Namaste, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. Today, I JVN Manisha Singh teaching you types of evaporators. In our previous lecture, I teach you what are evaporators, what are the principle of evaporators. Now today I am teaching you what are the types of evaporators. Then there are two types of evaporators basically, single effect evaporator and multiple effect evaporators. In the single effect evaporators, the evaporators are of five types: batch fan evaporator, rising film evaporator, falling film evaporator, plate evaporators, and scraped surface evaporators. Then single effect evaporators. This is a calandria type evaporator in which feed is in from this side and steam is from this side. These are the calandria. Then this is the drips. Then thick liquor is passed out or the product is out from this side. Then this is the vent for the steam and vapors are evaporated from this side. This is a single effect evaporator, simplest design. Then first is batch fan evaporators. Batch fan evaporator are the simplest and the oldest type of evaporator. They consist of a spherical shaped steam jacketed vessel and the heat transfer per unit volume is very small, requiring long residence time. The heating is only due to natural convection, therefore the heat transfer characteristics are very poor. Batch plants are of historical significance. Modern evaporation plants are far removed from this basic idea. The vapors are tremendous source of low vapor, low pressure steam and must be reused. This is the steam jacketed kettle. It is sort of steam jacketed kettle from where this is a condenser which condense the vapors and out the condensed or water from the food product. From there product is discharged and from here condensate of the steam will discharge. This is simply a open pan which we use in our kitchen. Then rising film evaporator. Rising film evaporators consist of a heat exchanger isolated from the vapor separator. Okay, it is just a heat exchanger and isolated with a vacuum or a vapor separator. That means you separate that separates the vapor. The heat exchanger or calandria consists of 10 to 15-meter long tubes. These are the long tubes in a tube chest. This is a tube chest which is heated with the steam. The liquid rises by the percolation from the vapors formed near the bottom of the heating tubes. There are the heating tubes, feed is there, then it will rise by the percolation from the vapors formed by the bottom of the heating. Then that will rise up to this point, then it will flows downward and from here product will out. The thin liquid film moves rapidly upwards. Due to this is a rising film evaporator because thin liquid film moves rapidly upwards. So it's rise the liquid, that's why it is a rising film evaporator. The product may be recycled if necessary to arrive at the desired final concentration. Okay, this development of this type of modern evaporator has given way to the falling film evaporator. Second is falling film evaporator, as it is rising film evaporator because there is a rise of the liquid. Here is the fall. The flow of the liquid is downward. The falling film evaporators are the most widely used in the food industry. They are similar in component to the rising film type, except that the thin liquid film moves downward under gravity in the tubes. A uniform film distribution at the feed inlet is much more difficult to obtain. This is the reason why this development came slowly, and it is the only within the last decade that falling film has surpassed all other designs. Specially designed nozzles or spray distributor at the feed inlet permit it handle more viscous products because it will disperse the highly viscous food product. The residence time is 20 to 30 seconds as opposed to 3 to 4 minutes in the rising film time. The vapor separator is at the bottom which decreases the product hold up during shutdown. The tubes are 8 to 12 meters long and 30 to 50 mm in the diameter. In this figure, you can easily see feed liquor is enter in the system in the heat exchanger from this side, then that will falling downwards, and then there is a circulation pump which will pump the concentrate which have a high viscosity, and then the feed is outside. From here there is a heating system, steam, there is a heating steam, and this is the vapor head which extract the vapor which and then separate the vapors. Another type of evaporator is plate evaporator. The plate evaporator version chillers with most rapidly gaining popularity. It is a relic of plate and frame heat exchanger which was used in the food industry for many decades. Plate and frame heat exchanger consists of a set of plates which are gasketed so that when these plates are bolted together, one of the liquid flows between two plates and other liquids between pairs of adjacent plates. Corrugated plates with a herringbone pattern that physically strengthens plates and also contributes to the turbulence of the fluid, providing excellent convection heat transfer coefficient. This type of heat exchanger is attractive for such branches of food industry such as dairies because at the end of the working shift, bolts of fastening of plates in a position can be relaxed, allowing access to the any cleaning, surface cleaning. Okay, then scrape surface evaporator. Scrape surface evaporator provides superior quality of the food products. This evaporator is manufactured using advanced technology and is quality tested to ensure their compliance with the predefined industry standards. Further, this range is widely used for evaporating the heat sensitive material under high vacuum using thin or scraped film technology. What are the features of scraped surface evaporator are scaling and fouling is less, then large evaporation capacities, low temperature operation, best suited for clear foaming and corrosive solution, good heat transfer coefficient at all temperature gradient, high viscosity food products can be handled, solvent recovery is faster, then low fixed and operating costs, optimum heat transfer area, easy accessibility and compact layout, self-cleaning action from salting. Then another type of evaporator is multiple effect evaporator. Multiple effect evaporation remains one of the popular methods used for the concentration of aqueous solution. Water is removed from the solution by boiling the liquor in an evaporator and withdrawing the vapor. Evaporation occurs in the three steps: preheating of a solution prior to evaporation, removal of water or solvent as vapor by steam heating, condensing the vapor removed. A multiple effect evaporator, as defined in engineering, is an apparatus for efficiently using the heat from steam to evaporate water. It's divided into three categories on the basis of feed direction: forward feed multi-effect evaporator, backward feed multi-effect evaporator, and last is mixed feed multi-effect evaporator. Then first is forward feed multi-effect evaporator. In this, steam and feed is in the same direction. This is the effect 1, effect 2, effect 3, and if we want another effects, then they are adding so on. Then feed is moving in the same direction as steam. Then from that we can extract the condensate from there, and the liquid will pass on to the second effect, and the vapors from the effect 1 are the source of heating in the effect 2. Therefore, this is the energy efficiency is very high in this type of evaporators. Then the condensate is extracted out, and then the liquid remaining from the second effect will be passed on to the third effect, and there we will extract the thick liquor or the condensate. Then vapors of second effect are used as a source of heating in the third effect, and vapors to condenser which will condensed out. Okay, this is the forward feed multi-effect evaporator. Then backward feed multi-effect evaporator. As the name indicate, the feed direction is backward and the steam is from this side. Basically, there is a counter current flow of the feed and the steam. The steam is in the first effect. The temperature of the first effect is very high, and then The vapors from the first effect are the heating source of the second effect, and vapors from the second effect are the heating source of the third effect. Okay, then the feed will moving here. As the here temperature is very low, then viscous food product can move easily, and here temperature is very high, then their viscosity will be less. As the temperature rises, then the movement of the feed is very easy in this kind of evaporator. Then the backward feed multi-effect evaporator are used for the viscous food products. Next is mixed feed multi-effect evaporator. Here it's our choice from where we want to start feed. We add our feed, like in this picture we are adding our feed in the second effect, then liquid extract from this is passed on to the first effect, steam is incorporated in the first two effect, then by heating the liquid is passed on to the third effect, and the vapors of the second effect are the heating source of the third effect. Then these here we get the thick liquor and the condensate and the vapors to the condenser. Then what are the multiple effect evaporators? Then first is economy. They evaporate more water per kg steam by using vapors as heat sources in the subsequent effect, as I mentioned in the following previous pictures, and improve heat transfer due to viscous effects of the products as they become more concentrated. Each effect operates at a lower pressure and temperature than the effect preceding it, so as to maintain a temperature difference and continue the evaporation procedure. The vapors are removed from the preceding effect at the boiling temperature of the product at that effect, so that no temperature difference would exist if the vacuum were not increased. The operating costs of evaporation are related to the number of effects and the temperature at which they operate. The boiling milk creates vapors which can be recompressed from for high steam economy. This can be done by adding energy to the vapor in the form of steam jet, thermocompression, or by mechanical compression, mechanical vapor recompression. First is thermocompression, involves the use of steam jet booster to recompress part of the exit vapors from the first effect. Through recompression, the pressure and temperature of the vapors are increased. As the vapors exit from the first effect, they are mixed with the high pressure steam. The steam entering the first effect calandria is at slightly less pressure than the supply steam. There is usually more vapors from the first effect than the second effect can use. Usually only the first effect is coupled with multiple effect evaporators. Then second kind is mechanical vapor recompression, whereas only part of the vapor is recompressed using thermocompression. All the vapor is recompressed in an mechanical vapor recompression evaporators. Vapors are mechanically compressed by radial compressors or simple fans using electrical energy. There are several variations in single effect. All the vapors are recompressed, therefore no condensing water is needed. In multiple effect, we can have a mechanical vapor recompression on first effect, followed by two or more traditional effects, or can recompress vapors from all effects. Then the applications, typical evaporator applications are product concentration, dry feed pre-concentration, volume reduction, water solvent recovery, and crystallization. Hope you are satisfied with this session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, please mention in a comment box. We will resolve them. Thank you so much.